We're about to begin September, a huge climb for this Colorado Rockies team. Here's where we stand, about 9 games over 500 right now. We have done the damn thing for sure. Behind the Dodgers, catchable. Diamondbacks a little bit more. They have kind of secured themselves, probably the West, depending on an epic collapse. But we're still right in the thing. If you look at the wild card, we are right there. 2 games over the Mets, and then Brewers, Phillies trying to climb in. As long as we can keep here, hold the course. We're 8-10 our last 10 days. Here's how the schedule is going to shake out. We have a big series against the Diamondbacks here. We have the Dodgers, Diamondbacks again in San Francisco. So you got to keep San Francisco at bay. Try not to get stomped by the Diamondbacks. Let's see if we can at least split all 6 of these games. And then let's win this series against the Dodgers. If we can do that, I think we can take care of the Angels, who are about the same talent level as us record-wise. I think we can take care of the Pirates. We have 7 games against them. They're 10 games under 500. And then we also have Houston, who's a good team. So we have some pretty good teams on our schedule. We'll see what the season has in store for us. Again, let's look at some of the other races. The Cubs pretty much have a chokehold on the NL Central, and the Marlins doing a really good job in the East. Again, the Mets, the Phillies looking for a wild card spot, but they are pretty much out of the race here. Elimination numbers for teams. Our elimination numbers is 8-19. So of the wild card teams, obviously we have the second biggest leeway here. But team gets hot, we go ice cold. It's going to be a problem. The Rays, Orioles, and Red Sox all still have claim to the AL East. Not as talented or as competitive as it has been in previous years, that's for sure. The Twins basically have put a stamp on the AL Central for what has to be like the 30th time in a row. The Angels, Astros battling out in the West. They're tied right now. The Mariners are 8 games back, so it's just those two. And obviously they hold whatever has the wild card spot. Orioles, Red Sox, White Sox in there, sub 500 team. So let us get into the month of September. I'm excited. Hope you are. Let's get some Rocktober going. Now let's happen to some game action. Again, a pivotal month as we just saw. And we are taking on the Diamondbacks, who we are right behind in the division. I don't know if we're going to have enough to catch them, but we definitely are going to try our damnedest too. See on the scroll on the bottom there, we're projected to finish with 86 wins, which would be good for the second wild card. But we do got to get those wins. You can't assume nothing here, so we are going to continue to play it out and try to get every single win we can. Fortunately, Corbin Carroll was on base when we started this inning off, and Luis Rengifo decided he wanted to bring Corbin Carroll in pretty early and tied this ball game up. However, Rengifo not as fast as Corbin Carroll, so will be knocked off at third base, and we remain tied. So a big relay by the Rockies whenever they do give up their lead, and Gabe Spire again spiraling out of control a little bit here towards the end of the season. Need that second wild card spot, and then this Arizona Diamondbacks team, a very good team that has had our number. We couldn't quite tame the snake as you will, whatever the fuck old people say. It's the end of the season. Very stressed out. Let's see if we can come back and win this. Stephen Kwan said, "Hello, goodbye, see you later." Slider hung up. Adbert Alzale says, "Go fuck yourself, kid." Here we go. 2 runs as the Rockies take the lead late here against the Diamondbacks. A really pivotal point in this season. We need it. More than air itself. 430 feet just about. And that one lands near the pool. Nolan Gorman, we moved up to the 4 spot here. He's going to ground out. That will do it. 2 runs. We're going to keep a 2-run lead against the Diamondbacks. Can we do it? We'll see if we can. Lawler, Gurriel Jr., and Drew Jones coming up. Try to take the lead back and win this game. We're going to bring in Riley Pint, and he will let this one bloop down. Veen overruns it, and that will be a run. Stephen Kwan picks it up. Now runner on first base, the tying run. Winning run at the dish. And Jake McCarthy is going to come in to pinch run. And we're going to check over on him. Again, one of the fastest runners in all of the game. Arizona, a lot of speed to their team. McCarthy takes an extra lead. He's off. Slide step, pitch out, and doesn't matter. Too fast. Now he's on second base. Jones just needs a base knock to tie this game up. Almost 30 stolen bases for McCarthy. We walk. Batter ahead of Tommy Troy. Strike him out. We play the matchup. We play the numbers. And we get Troy to strike out. And we come back and win this game against the D-backs. And we beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. And continue this hot stretch as we enter this game against the Angels. Ryan Jeffers, thanks for watching, my friend. He goes down, not swinging, looking. As, again, Gabe Spire back out there. A 10-pitch at-bat culminates in the 11th pitch being a slider for a strike. Zach Neto pops this one over. Benny Montgomery ranges over, puts it away. Rockies hold on to win late yet again. As we're piling up the wins here in the month on a torrid pace to begin September and really distance ourselves from the rest of the wild card pack. We lead this one 1-0 the series against the Angels. We'll see how that goes the rest of the way. We are about to enter the series against the Dodgers. We have held up our end of the bargain. We are 7-3 in our last 10 games. Here's how the wild card standings look as of right now. We have about, 3 against them, 4 against Pittsburgh, I think. Roughly 10 games-ish left in the season. We're 81-68, so officially we have clinched at least 500 record unless we lose our next, 13 games I think we have left now, if I'm doing the math right. Unless we have an epic collapse, I think we're going to be over 500. A win total almost 20 above last year, which is awesome. The Brewers, the Nationals, and the Braves have entered the chat. The Mets have gone 3-7. They have gone cold, and they just have fallen out of it. They're still a half game back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 team race for that final wild card spot, and then also the other two. So 7 teams realistically in it. The Giants aren't out of it. If they get hot, they're 6-4 in their last 10. That could be interesting. Is anyone officially clinched? No. But we have teams officially eliminated so far. The Reds, Pirates, and Cardinals. E's next to their name. The Giants. Actually, looks like the Giants have been eliminated from at least the division, I think. I think this means eliminated from the division contention. We knew these teams were going to be there anyway. In the American League East, here we go. Here is what it looks like. For the division in the American League East, a 3-team race. The Rays holding on. The Orioles right behind them with their stacked rosters, not having a great year. What's been there? Not great at home, and really the division has been beating themselves up. They're 500 in division. And then the Red Sox right there as well. The Twins, first team to clinch the division in a postseason berth. That's awesome, though everyone else eliminated from the division, obviously, and the Astros taking a slight edge on the Angels. We did a good job against the Angels in our series against them and the Astros. We actually beat these two teams pretty handily. Athletics, Mariners, and whatever are down there. Angels, Orioles, Red Sox holding wild card berths right now. The White Sox, really only realistic team left in that race, so we'll see what color Sox get on here. Before we hop into this game against the Dodgers, we're going to be looking at Bud Leonard, Shohei Ohtani. We have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight games. We did lose 2 of 3 to Arizona. We did win the series against Los Angeles and then swept the Astros and swept the Pirates. Got what we needed from our guys. Let's go jump into this game against Shohei and the Dodgers. Taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers in a big series against the Dodgers, as we are right behind them in the wild card standings. We're 4 games behind them, or 3.5 technically. We could pick up some ground here. And why just settle for the second wild card, third wild card spot? Let's get the top one. Here is where we stand right now. 3.5 games back. We are ahead of the Brewers by 5 games. And we are 7 games back of the Diamondbacks, who look like they have, barring a tough next couple of weeks, they're going to watch us and the Dodgers beat each other up and try to just hold positioning for the West Crown. We got Shohei Ohtani again. Second time we've seen ourselves take on Ohtani, a 4 ERA. We faced off against Ohtani and the Dodgers to begin our season, and now we face off against them to end our season, basically. Into the gap, that's going to be a double for Stephen Kwan as he gets to Ohtani to begin things here in the top of the first. Great piece of hitting. Just found that four-seamer low and just shot it the other way into the gap. Nolan Jones trying to bring him in. It's going to hit off of his shoulder. And he's going to be out for the rest of the day. Actually got him on the elbow. And that will be it. So Nolan Jones out the rest of the day. One of our best hitters, not our best hitter, gone for a pretty pivotal game. Hopefully he's not out for too long. Jazz Simpson, don't worry about it, Brody. I'll pick you up. 110 off the bat. Sinker left, middle. Can't leave that to anyone, especially Jazz Chisholm. You like Jazz? I like Jazz. I like this Jazz especially. 109 off the bat. 426 and a career-high 34 long balls. He smoked it. Last year, started off hot, kind of fizzled out to the end. This year, not to the biggest of extents, but did have like 25 home runs at the All-Star break. Since then, only 10 home runs. We're towards the end of September now. Wild pitch gets away from the backstop as moving on up to second and third. Go a couple of Rockies, and Yanquiel Fernandez will strike out looking. Can't play either of them. As the first strikeout for Ohtani is a big one, and then he's going to get Tovar looking. So, does get 3 runs, but with all things considered, not the worst inning for Ohtani. 4 hits, 3 runs. The Jazz man came to play. Knows what's at stake. He wants the postseason. So do I. It's going to be Bud Leonard on the hill for us today. 10-9 record, a 4.33 ERA. At points of the season have been one of our best players and our best pitcher. And at points has looked not too great. Has had his peaks and his valleys. Sterling Thompson obviously staying in play third base. And we'll see how he does against the Dodgers here. James Outman single to begin the game. 102 off of his bat. And he'll be on first base to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning. He's going to do his little dance. That pisses me right off. And also pisses off Bud Leonard. Miguel Vargas going to race that single immediately. 2 down now after the twin killing 3-6-3 style. Yanquiel playing good first base. And played first, or DH to start a couple years ago. Paul Goldschmidt came in. And then at the end of things, he was back to playing first base. Last year was Tommy Domine that came in. And then he was playing DH. Then we sent down Domine. Now he's back to playing first base. Can't escape playing first base even though we want him to DH. Bud Leonard strikes out Ohtani. So one of the better pitchers in the division against one of the best hitters in the league. And the pitcher wins this instance. Top 3, Sterling Thompson up, taking his first hacks at the plate. And this is going to drop and going to be a double. So a hit by pitch and a double from the 3 spot in our lineup. 2 different players getting those totals. But a double to start things off nonetheless is perfect. Exactly how we want it here against Ohtani and the Dodgers. Again, need this game bad. Gorman up the middle. This is going to score Thompson, who eventually reached third base. And that'll be 4-0 Colorado ahead of the Dodgers. It's a great piece of hitting by Nolan Gorman, who has been an absolute stud. One of the top home run hitters in the league, and has inserted himself in the MVP conversation, which I never would have thought in my wildest dreams. Downfield Fernandez, slurve left high, but it's going to stay in the yard. And that will do it for third inning. Rockies came to play 3-0. Nolan Gorman getting us a run here late in this inning. And that will do it from the third. Rockies up 4-0. However, Rockies in a little bit of a jam. Steven Kwan chases after this one. Outman skies it and move the runner up to third base. As it's 4-0, but 2 runners on now, 1 at third base as the Dodgers try to push someone across. Miguel Vargas will do just that. Thompson lays out to try to stop it. Just gets by his glove. And that'll be a RBI single for Miguel Vargas, one of the few whose bat has come to play. Thompson gets a redemption arc in the next pitch as he catches that liner. And Vargas, single, cuts this lead to 3. Chipping away are the Dodgers now. Ezequiel Tovar has had a pretty good season after signing his extension. Is really up to the power this year, flirting with 30 home runs. He's going to go the opposite way. This won't quite be a home run, but will elevate that OPS. Try to flirt with 780 on the season. You get 780 OPS from a Gold Glove caliber shortstop. You will take it. 30 home runs from that position as well. 30 doubles from him as well. Tovar worth every single cent of that $15 million as he beats a diving Mookie Betts and gets on second base. Look at that, just roped opposite way. Perfect swing. Gotta love it. Adael Amador trying to bring him home. He can't. Chopper to Vargas at second base. That will do it for the inning. 4-1 Rockies. Still can't push any more across. Let's see what the Dodgers have. Jump all the way to the 6th inning now as both pitchers settling in. Nick Frasso in, and Nick Frasso should have been taken out. Again, we talked about Tovar flirting with more power this year. That ball assaulted. No more flirting. We're getting down and dirty with a 105 off the bat. 29 home runs from Tovar. And puts us up 5-1. Separating ourselves from the Dodgers late here. Absolutely steamrolled this pitch. That was low, too. Went down and got it. What a beautiful home run swing by Tovar. He has one of the best ones on our team. In the league, I'd say. Amador runners off, and he's going to strike out anyway. So that will do it from the 6th inning. Tovar gives us another insurance run, pushes the lead back up to 4. See if the bullpen and actually Bud Leonard can come in and keep this one at bay. Bottom 6, Ohtani up again, trying to do something. He's going to watch that home run ball go right by. That's an absolute beautiful, ugly pitch. No, it was ugly. That was not good, but Leonard froze him, so I guess it works. Bottom 7 now, freezes Betts at the top of the zone. This one a fastball that's zipped in there at 95. Top 8, Langoliers against Frasso. Langoliers is going to hit this one hard. Langoliers opposite field. Langoliers, get out of here, ball. 6-1 Rockies. The home run ball again. The home run has been quintessential for this team's ascension, and it continues here. 21 of them fangs for Langoliers as we've gotten so much more offensive production from the backstop since trading for him over Drew Romo. Romo's been great for us, a fine backup, but right now this team had a chance to go out and make the playoffs. We made a move. Brett Martin's coming in. The Dodgers are making a move as Thompson shoots this one back up the middle. Base is loaded right at Outman. That will do it. A busy inning for the Rockies. They do only get 1, however. Could have been a whole lot more, but we will take it. Middle of the 8th inning. It is 6-1. Rockies ahead. Bottom 9 now. Leonard has done a beautiful job. Sherlin Thompson trying to stab at it. Can't quite pick it up and throw out Betts. Leonard trying to complete the game. We're giving him the keys to go out there and get a complete game if he can. Won't be a shutout. Miguel Vargas put an end to that, but he has been absolutely fantastic. We've seen him have pitching performances like this in the past. If he can string them together, He's going to be deadly. Rockies win, pick up a pivotal game against Los Dodgers, as they are called, and we celebrate in the outfield with a big old hug. And that will do it here from Dodger Stadium. We pick up the W. I cannot wait to see what is in store for this team. But we pick up a big, big win against the Dodgers. Here we go. Quan hit a double to lead things off. Thompson was fine after coming in for the injury. Gorman, Langoliers, Tovar in the bottom half of our lineup with 2 to 3 hits apiece. Tovar double and a home run. Just a beautiful game, and Leonard, absolutely fantastic start to finish. Held the Dodgers to 5 hits, struck out 7 of them. And nothing too crazy here. RBI by Vargas, and that was it. Shohei, 5 innings, 2 strikeouts, 4 earned runs. Frasco gave up some runs as well, and then Jojo Romero, Brett Martin did well towards the end. Steven Kwan coming in against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's going to bounce this one automatically down to first base, and that will move the runner up to third. Trying to come back and win against the Pirates. Amador will just miss there. That would have been a tie ball game. Amador would have played the hero. 1 for 3 on his day. And this one opposite way. Stopped by the shortstop. Flicked on to first, and that will do it. So the Pirates do hang on. They do win. And that will do it here from Pittsburgh. So a loss late for us. And we got Pittsburgh yet again. This time we are up in the 9th inning. Jared Triolo against Gabe Spire. Spire trying to get a ground ball to end it here. See if he can do just that. Gets a pop-up. Jones is over. He will put it away. Right? Tell me. Yeah, he does. Who doubted him? Raise your hand if you doubted that he was going to catch that pop-up. I had no doubt in the world at all, ever. Puts it away. And O'Neal Cruz with the hit and run on. Tovar was covering second base. Kind of pulled him to the baseball. And that will do it. So we do pick up the win against the Pirates and add another win late on our season. We got the Diamondbacks here again. Christian Mena on the mound, and Langoliers will pop this one up, and that will do it for the 9th inning. See if we can do anything about it here later on, but that is a tie ball game as we head into extra innings. Vinny Garcia is up. William Contreras is glad about it. This one is going to pop up over the wall. Ground rule double, as now they will switch spots as Contreras drives in a run for the Diamondbacks. Strikeout on Jordan Lawler. And up the middle, Garcia wears that one, but able to pick it up, fire it to first, and get the out on Gurriel. So we'll take it. We will take it indeed. He's okay. Shakes it off. That's fine by him. On the ground, Tovar picks it up, fires it over to first base, and that will do it. So we end up taking the win. Or can we get the win? Who knows? We are down, though, however, as Adbert Alzolay comes in. 3.57 ERA. We've gotten to him in the past. Nolan Jones trying to get to him now. This one just sauced over to Jordan Lawler at shortstop. Can't get over his head. 2 outs now in the inning. As Yanquiel Fernandez will come out, pinch hit. Tied for the top spot in the National League in home runs. Who's he tied with? Well, Nolan Gorman's up there. Jazz Chisholm has 34 at this point. So we have 3 of the top, basically 3 home run hitters. And Yanquiel won't get a home run here. He'll pop it straight up. And that will do it for this one. So the Diamondbacks win it in extras. We can't get that run across. And we drop one to the Diamondbacks, only dropping one in the division, which again, seemed like they had that locked up, but we dropped in the wild card as well. However, as we come up to the last game of the season against San Francisco Giants for 89 wins, we have locked up the second wild card. We are just facing off against the Giants just to do it. 89 and 72. They are 79 and 82. They are out of the playoff race. We are firmly in it. We will have Rocktober baseball coming up in about a few days. And in this series, we have been putting a hurting on the Giants. We have come out on fire this month. Ended the month with 71 wins. We're going to exit this month with at least 89, trying to push for 90, which would make it 19 wins this month and just 9 losses if we can win this game. 19 and 9, finish strong in the wild card to get in the playoffs for the first time in my regime. The first time since I was a sophomore in college in 2018. That's fucking nuts. It's a 10-year drought, and we're about to end it. We just had this last game to go over just to celebrate this season. Bobby White, first pitch in a rinky-dink single back up the middle. Thairo Estrada, and that's how you start off a ball game. Estrada gets on. J.P. Crawford's going to immediately ground out to Amador. Flips it with the glove, and that erases that single. And that will do it for J.P. Crawford's at bat. 2 outs on that one swing. Again, Amador. Catch, flip, no hands needed. Tovar slings it over to Young Heel. Jung-Hoo Lee, pop up. Nolan Jones ranges over into the coach's box, and that will do it for the first half of the first inning. San Francisco gets a hit, eliminated by the double play. Bobby White pitching well. In his first 3 batters faced, Quan Amador Jones will face off against Jordan Hicks. He throws hard. Unfortunately, he gets hit hard as well. Walks a bunch of guys. ERA up over 5. Beautiful day to get some runs on Jordan Hicks. How about that? What do you say, partner? What do you say? I say, let's do it. Amador leads off, or doesn't lead off against Hicks, but his first at-bat against Hicks is put into left center field, and this is going to drop, and Amador's going to keep on running. He is going to scoot all the way to third base, not quite inside the park home run, but does just enough to get over to third, and that is a triple for Amador. His second of the season sets the table for Jones and company. Hey, can't leave that sinker right down the middle no matter how hard you're throwing it, and this one just gets right below that yellow padding, so luckily for Amador, didn't pop up over the fence and be a ground rule double. Jones, grounder to second base. Estrada puts him away, but that is a RBI for Nolan Jones, and the run comes in to score. Jazz Chisholm, next batter. Hicks, working 16 pitches already here in this inning, is going to get the swing and the miss, so 1 run comes across, the triple from Amador, the ground out by Jones. Hicks does get the strikeout on Chisholm, but that will do it here for this inning. 1-0 Rockies up ahead. Santander leads us off here in the second inning and blow it by him, 90 miles per hour. The real cheddar, Bobby White, rearing back and blowing that one by. Again, so deceptive. He's really learned how to pitch this year. And it's been a beautiful thing to watch. Gets the strikeout on Blake Sable on the 12-6 outside of the zone. And 2 strikeouts for Bobby White in that inning. Keeps everyone at bay. Still 1-0 Rockies. Nolan Gorman, a .950 OPS, 38 home runs, 300 batting average. Just an absolute incredible second half of his season. He has been absolutely everything we could have wanted and more. Coors blasted that one. 39 home runs off that third deck. League leading 39 home runs. And again, he has put himself into a lot of people's MVP conversations. 487 feet for good measure. Can he be an MVP for us? Played half the year, helped the Rockies, potentially have helped the Rockies get into the playoffs. Again, we are playoff bound. It is happening. It isn't a rumor at this point. It is an actual factual thing. And, yeah, ground out by Ezequiel Tovar will do it for the inning. As Nolan Gorman, making his presence felt, obliterates that sinker. It's 2-0 Rockies. Bobby White against Luis Toribio. Toribio goes the other way. Chisholm ranging. He's back. He's at the wall. He jumps up. That one clears it. And just like that, 2-2 ball game. San Francisco coming back and tying this one up. Bobby White gives up the long ball. One thing that he has really actually been very good at. One of the better starting pitchers in terms of limiting home runs, and something that was a concern when we drafted him, was a concern the last couple of years, but this year has figured it out. Unfortunately, Toribio gets him there. Jung-Hoo Lee is going to dump this one in front of Chisholm, who misplays it, actually plays it beautifully. Almost overran it, just got enough out there to get a glove on it. And that will be it for the inning after Santander pops this one up, flies this one out to Steven Kwan, and that will do it. So Toribio gets 2 runs across on the home run. It could have been a whole lot worse. It is 2-2 now. Giants tie things up. Amador now against Hicks. Had the triple against him. This time will ground into a double play. Hicks gets the better of him there, and that will do it for that inning. Top 4 now. This one smashed. Sabal the off of his bat. Chisholm ranging back and misplays it. This one gets by him. A run will come around the score, and the Giants take the lead here in the 4th inning. It's 3-2. RBI double for Blake Sabal. Drew Gilbert is going to take this hanger and deposit it into the outfield. Bobby White getting hit around here. And a big day for the offense for the Giants. A team that's not playing for anything. Pride at this point. And absolutely pimps this one. That is long gone. Look at this. 481 projected distance on it. That is craziness. J.P. Crawford now takes ball 4. He's going to get on, and this might do it for Bobby White. As it is Alex Hardesty coming in now. Jung-Hoo Lee flares it to center field, but stabbed by Kwan. Home run by Drew Gilbert, double by Blake Sabal, makes us a 5-2 ball game as the Giants jumped on Bobby White here and chased him out of the game before he could finish 4. Yanquiel Fernandez walks to load the bases in the 4th. Brings up, I believe, Ezequiel Tovar. It is. 784 OPS, 76 RBI, and very impressive, especially since he's been kind of hitting lower in the order all season. Tovar, first pitch, grounder to short, and that will do it. Crawford flips to second base. So bases loaded, no one scores for the Rockies. It is 5-2, Giants leading. Hardesty against Sabal. He gets a strikeout. 2 outs now in the inning. Sabal gets the backdoor curve. Look at this thing. Just drop right in. Gilbert now. He's going to get Hardesty. This is dropping fast. Kwan gets to it. Tosses over to second base. And Gilbert, who thought it was going to get past Kwan, tried second base. Tried to get a little bit greedy. Will go down as a base hit, but Kwan gets the outfield assist. Beautiful throw, beautiful tag by Tovar on the swim attempt by Gilbert, and they're out of the inning. Runners off, Jones spears it! Wow, Toribio doing it with the bat and the glove today. Look at this. Just pure reaction time. Usually they say third base is the hot corner, but that came in smoking. And Toribio catches it and then lands on the bag just for good measure. Dairo Estrada this time trying to do something. Strikes out the slider right down the middle. So just ahead of that pitch, Hardesty got to strike out just because of how bad a pitch it was, which is weird to say, but that's really what it was. Says, oh, that's a slider down the middle. Let me swing. And just took enough off it. Crawford this time down the line, and Yanquiel now getting the glove work going. Him and Toribio trading highlights at first base. Young Keel, this time one on the ground, able to keep that glove towards Pickett. Kind of actually harder, and then apply the tag all in one motion. That's pretty sick. Jordan Montgomery in. Jazz Chisholm out of the box and into first base with a single. Roped that 12-6. That didn't break the way that Montgomery wanted it to. Hung it just enough. Nolan Gorman now is a single and a walk. And this one down the line. This is going to roll down to the wall. Chisholm has some wheels. He's going to get to third base and stay there. Ball gets away, but right there's the third baseman, Luciano. And it'll be a 30th double for Nolan Gorman. 30 doubles, 30 home runs for him. And now 2 in scoring position. No outs here for the Rockies to do something. Langoliers won't be the one to do anything. Swings over the top of that circle change. A strikeout for Shea. Look at this pitch. Filthy. Buried it in on his shoe tops. And that thing just dipped at the last moment. Great pitch by Montgomery. Young Keel, he can't do anything. Another circle change, this time in the dirt. Rockies had bases loaded, couldn't do anything. Third and second, no outs. Can they do anything? Tovar in the same spot, in the same situation. Basically with 2 outs, trying to bring home a run. Sky, center field, hit hard, but not deep enough. Yes, it is deep enough. Gilbert lays out, he can't get to it. Or that's Jung-Hoo Lee, excuse me. And that's a triple for Tovar. I thought he got robbed of a 2-run base hit. He will not be denied of it. A valiant effort in center field. And that is all they needed to get back in this game. Still down by 1, however. But the Rockies coming right back on the Giants. Veen up now, 2-2 count. Montgomery trying to keep this one a tied ball game. He will. Circle change right down the middle. Not exactly sure what Veen was looking for, but he didn't get it clearly. And it's put down. Bottom 7 now. Amador Coors. Tie ball game. 5-5. Bottom 7. This Rockies team has no quit. They easily could have thrown in the towel. They decided they weren't going to. They're going to play this game out. Every game matters. They're going for win number 90, and they are doing it well. Absolutely blasted that one. Amador finishing this one out with a home run, 443 feet into the bullpen. Watch out. Tie ball game here at 5. Langoliers strikes out to the end of the inning. 5-5 game. Amador by himself, making it a whole new ball game. Calderon in now, gets a swinging strike on Eldridge to keep this one tied as we end the 8th inning. 5-5, we're in the top of the 8th inning, excuse me, as the Rockies 2 more chances to get a run across. Veen, yeah, he'll do it. This one tattooed. Coors fastball, dick high, absolutely pulverized, and Veen breaks the tie here. What an absolute incredible offensive performance towards the end for the Rockies. A few home runs like they've been doing all year. Veen admires this one. Estevez not happy. I wouldn't be. Boom. 2-run lead. 7-5 now. Jones pops up. That will do it for the 8th. Can the bullpen just hold on? That's all they need to do. Spire coming out for the 9th. 7-5. Rockies now back in the lead. 2 on for Spire. This is going to be blooped and drop. Veen will get to it. Jung-Hoo Lee is going to make this one a 1-run ball game as the Giants, they didn't hear no bell either. It is 7-6 now. Santander, 1 hit or 1 fly ball is going to tie this ball game up. So we need some more late inning heroics from the Rockies as Chisholm almost let that one drop. To win this one is the tie ball game, 7-7. Not what you wanted, Luciano, as Fernandez, another sick play over there at first base. Does it. Can the Rockies win it now against Spire faltering towards the end here. Should have probably gotten a reliever when we had the chance. It's 5, 4, 3 around the horn. Extra innings on the way. Giants successfully come back. Tie this one up. Barrera is in for the Rockies. As going with the lefty matchup. And that's going to be a run. San Francisco makes it 8-7. Barrera needs a ground ball. He won't get it there, but he will get the strikeout of Eldridge. 2 for 4 day makes it 2 for 5 day in the first strikeout for Barrera. Toribio, who already has a home run here today, swings at the first pitch he sees. Stephen Kwan over. Put it away. 10th inning coming up. Rockies need 2 to win it here on the last day of the season. Can they do it? They've been doing it all season. See if they can do it one more time. Far on the ground. That one sent into left or right field, on the error as Luciano can't quite field it clean. Fields it cleanly, just rushes the throw. Zach Veen trying to be the hero. Can he do it? This pitch is in, and Veen won't be the hero as Luciano makes up for it. Stephen Kwan had a huge home run on opening day. Gets the walk-off here on 162, and the Rockies bookend 2 walk-offs on their season. This is the team. The W flies. We're going to the postseason. Record of 90-72. Rocktober is back, folks. The second wild card is ours, and this is exactly the team I want in the playoffs. 19-9. They are fucking hot. And this is exactly the time of the year to play our best baseball. Hit Fest, 16 and 12 hits. Combine that's 28 hits combined for 17 runs on both sides. Pitching, don't care about it. This was an offensive environment. And again, this is crazy. Can't believe this is my life. Meme, LeBron in the pool. We're going to the postseason. We're going to the playoffs. We're going to most likely face off against the Dodgers. I can't wait. Have minor league and major league stats recaps coming up shortly, but that's going to end our season. 90-72 Rockies. Rocktober coming back. Now that we're at the end of the regular season, we're going to look at the numbers for our minor league affiliates. First, for the Yard Goats. These Yard Goats did make the playoffs. We'll kind of follow their journey through the playoffs as well. And here's how things stacked up for them. DeAndre Hiller got some time in the minor leagues towards the end. And very, very, very nicely in his limited at-bats. Just 16 games, 3 at-bats, but a couple home runs, did really, really well. Tyrone Gehringer, again, has just one AA. He'll be in AAA no matter what next season, maybe even pushing for a major league spot in the next coming years. He had a great OPS, walked a whole bunch, 34 doubles for him, 7 home runs, not going to hit a whole bunch of power, also stealing 17 bases while being just not fast. He's just a really good base runner. Derek Connolly's probably the most surprising guy, a guy that just because we didn't have real depth at any positions in the middle infield, this is a guy that kind of was forced to be in AA before we thought he was ready, but he was ready. 122 hits in 111 games, a 286 average, OPS over 780, 24 steals, 45 RBI, just was super solid all season, and a guy that might be on a faster track than we even thought he was. Other notables in the OPS department, David Howard, 13 home runs. Lauren Parker, he had 16 home runs, both hitting for a decent average, both slugging very, very well. Braylon Wimmer was between AA and AAA all year. He was pretty good as well, especially against lefties. Some other notables, William Kim, solid season, 14 home runs, 17 steals, 256 average, OPS over 700. Gabriel Rodriguez, a little disappointing for us. However, just mashes right-handed pitching. Did well defensively, but maybe 1 or 2 more years. At 26 years old, maybe his time is coming up here. Cyrus Johnson actually had a decent season, all things considered. First down year for Leland Metzger we've seen him Really wasn't hitting against lefties. And Josh Rubel, probably the biggest disappointment. We thought he was ready for Double-A. He was all right, but 15 home runs. He's a power guy. He's not going to hit super, super well other than the power, and it showed here. Defensively, he's all right, but not a terrible season by any means, but it is kind of just what it is. Home run leaders for us, 16 for Parker, 15 for Rubel. Kim had 14. He had 5 guys in double-digit homers. RBI, William Kim led things off, and 35 stolen bases still for Metzger. Connolly with 24, Kim, Howard, and Gehringer all above 17. Some more important stats for us. Let's see who led us in WAR. It was Leland Metzger. So even with the stick not being great, still creating havoc on the base path, still fielding very well. Had him in left field this year just with that arm. Probably going to move him full time to left field just because that arm. But I don't know. You don't need a huge arm in center field either. So maybe we roll him there. Connolly and Howard had a WAR over 2 as well. On the pitching side of things, we had some movement here. So not too many guys got full seasons with us. But Andrew Bash, very, very good out of the bullpen as one of our long relievers. He ended up with a 2.06 ERA, a 1.26 WHIP as well, 100 strikeouts in 109 innings pitched. Henry Manuel, one of our top prospects left here in Double-A. A lot of them either moved up or got traded this year. He had a super solid year as well, a 2.89 ERA, 111 games, lost only 4 of them in 158 innings pitched. Alfred Marino continues to shove. He's at 19 years old. Had a good year this year, good year last year, and he's going to be a very good pitcher for us, we think. Chris Sutton was phenomenal when he got when he was in the bullpen. And then moving to starting rotation, numbers inflated a little bit. That's just because of more innings pitched. He was spectacular, just 19 walks and 65 innings pitched, or whip at 1.3. So for an 18-year-old, these are fantastic statistics, we think, at this level. James Mora, a 3.45 ERA. He went all the way down. Started in the major leagues. As you see, did not have a great first tasting of the major leagues. Went to AAA, was okay. We decided to just move down to AA, let him work. And he worked down here. 95 strikeouts in 88 innings. The hits are still an issue for me. Give up a lot of hits, but you string singles together, really. 6 home runs given up down here. Isn't great in 32 innings. We'll look at more of his peripherals a little bit later. But overall, James Mora doing all right. And Hill's been down here forever. David Moore got a taste of Double-A. He was okay. Soto was all right. Caruso was pretty decent before he got hurt. And some other relievers that we really don't care about too much. Looking at some of the underlying numbers, some of the peripherals, WAR leader was Henry Manuel at 3.5. Charlie Soto near 3 as well. K per 9 leader, Dugan Darnell, just 8 innings pitched, so it was really James Mora that qualifies here for us. 9.64 K, a 1.22 walk, and a 1 home run per 9. Pretty solid numbers, a 2.74 FIP as well, so really solid showing here. Just too good for Double-A, but we really wanted to get him some work and develop as much as he could. Hill, still the walks are an issue. They've been improving every year, but his clock is probably running out faster and faster than ever. But is striking out a whole bunch of guys. Lingos was great for us. I think he had a whole shit ton of saves. As we look at his saves numbers, 50 of those things. So yeah, he was fantastic in our bullpen. Soto, good walks, good strikeout numbers. Bash, same thing. Marino walking a little bit too many guys and giving up a decent amount of home runs. But that is what we have. Sutton, his per 9s are pretty good. Does not give up home runs at all. So a 2.79 FIP, even better than his 3.43 ERA. No one did terrible. For the guys that we really care about, at least David Moore was even better than his numbers suggest. So this is why this team was so good. Their pitching was so good all year. Here are some of the league leaders. Connolly and Gehringer up there for the batting average. Gehringer leads all of Double-A Eastern League in hits. Gehringer again up there in at bats. Gehringer in doubles. Conley in doubles. Just those guys hit all season long. Lauren Parker behind Steven Takahashi in home runs. Takahashi, a guy that we thought about drafting last season, ended up having a great first pro season with the Pirates in the Altoona Curve in the Pirates organization. RBI, Kim, Gehringer, Parker on the list of the top 8 we see. Runs, Gehringer in there. Just, again, fantastic guy. He's defeated AA. Leland Metzger, leader in stolen bases. Gehringer, again, almost 20 more walks than old friend Paul Goldschmidt. But he's just an incredible get-on-base guy. Someone that, when Stephen Kwan goes, potentially, maybe this is our new leadoff hitter. It'd be an unconventional one and a player that maybe not many people thought he was going to be a guy, but he's becoming a guy. He has the highest OBP as well and the 4th highest OPS, even better than Takahashi that hit all those home runs. Pitching side of things, didn't lose too many games, and 50 saves for Lingos, tied with Eddie Parra for him. That was pretty good. ERA leaders. Edward Uceda is the top guy. We have Henry Manuel here at 7. Home runs allowed. We did not qualify. And just kind of overall solid pitching. Whip Manuel is in there as well. So, pretty good showing in terms of the league leaders, guys, for our AA guys. For the Isotopes in AAA, Tommy Domine, we sent around the trade deadline, sent him down, played all July, August, September in AAA. We just wanted to see, we did not like the direction he was heading. We wanted to get him some at-bats. He was only 20 years old. He's pretty young down there, even how advanced he is for AAA. This is the numbers that we are expecting from him in the major leagues sometime soon. 7 home runs, did miss a good chunk of time with a broken wrist, I believe. But Domine, pretty good season. Grant Levine, a pretty good season. We have 2 of the better first basemen in all the minor leagues. So Levine, if he doesn't make our squad, which he might not, this is going to be a good trade candidate for someone who is thin at first base, who needs a big bopper down there. He's been killing it the last few years. At 28 years old, you get a whole bunch of team control for a guy that hasn't even cracked the major leagues yet. Basically, his whole major league career, you can pay him peanuts. So could be a decent trade piece for us. Jack Spigger's another good year. Max Wagner kind of evening out. Hasn't quite got that huge year. And this is not a bad year by any stretch of the imagination. A pretty good year. But it hasn't had that breakout pop year like he did a couple years ago. Caleb Watson started off super hot. Has cooled off a little bit, but still ends up putting together a pretty good year. Heriberto Hernandez started off slow. Ended up turning in a pretty decent season. Mark Winchester was up and down. He's on fire right now to end the season, but not the year we thought that he would provide. Still just 19 years old, so still plenty of time. We love that bat, especially against lefties. Could be on the Major League squad next year as well. Jose Torres, solid. And then some of our depth outfielders and our backup catchers. Ralphie Velasquez ended up coming down here. He just can't hit anymore. I don't know what it is. He's stacked up some injuries. His future might be in jeopardy as well with us here on the Rockies. Home run leaders, Levine 20, Hernandez 19, and a few others with a double digits here. RBI leader is Hernandez. We saw the OPS right there. 27 doubles for Khalil Watson is pretty good as well, especially the spacious ballpark that they play in. WAR leader was Max Wagner at over 3. Khalil Watson right behind him at 2.7. And that is going... Actually, let's see who stole a bunch of bases. Did anyone steal a bunch of bases? Please tell me you stole a bunch of bases. 22 for Khalil Watson. So that's kind of our AAA in the batting sense. In the pitching sense, also some pretty good years as well. Holden Powell, some of these guys, these relievers, did really well. Dan Wyatt and Holden Powell, guys, we got as minor league free agents. And then Evan Justice coming in here. We've had him on the squad for a few years. I think he's out of options. He is out of options. Has gotten at least some time with us each of the last year. This was the first year he didn't sniff any big league action. But he might have been worth it with a 2.92 ERA this year. Joe Rock down there as a long reliever, I think he was used. Yeah, only started 4 games. He was super solid as well. His time is also coming up. He is out of minor leagues options, as well as a guy that first year in 3 years he hasn't pitched in the big league, so maybe he's a guy that we ship out as well. Mark Marbury, pretty good this year. Rafael Parra moved up. He is so close to making the major leagues. He is just on the doorstep. Maybe we start him off at AAA next year, and he won't be too long before he's in Colorado. Chris McMahon, a solid season. Dylan Nedved, a solid season as well. And here are some of the guys who struggled a little bit. Benitez killed it in AA. Came up to AAA at the end here, 23 innings. He's kind of ready for AAA, but definitely a rough first showing. Not much in the saves department, but we kind of rotated the closer role. I mean, really down here, it doesn't really matter too much. The per 9s, what we were looking for. Chris McMahon, a 4 WAR, 9.11 K per 9. Never forget, 4 walks per 9. That's his biggest issue, is those walks per 9. Persecki kind of in the same ballpark for both of those as well. Both of those guys' FIP are pretty good. Rock isn't striking a whole bunch of out. Dan Wyatt striking a whole bunch of dudes out. 10.64 Ks per 9, and the walks are in a decent spot. The FIP is awesome. Rafael Parra isn't going to get a whole lot of strikeouts anyway, but prevents home runs like nobody's business as well. It also helps that we play in such a big ballpark that not too many teams are going to be hitting home runs on us, and that's kind of our AAA pitchers for this year. Any league leaders that we see? Khalil Watson, 6th in hits. Doubles, Watson is 8th in there. Home runs, Levine 5th. Heriberto Hernandez was 6th. Kyle Schwarber down here has hit absolute tanks. Everyone above Levine, despite Austin Hendrick, and he has got some major league ability. Were major league regulars at some point. Rooker, Tellez, and Schwarber. So one of the only true minor leaguers, and he leads the PCL in home runs for those guys who don't have any major league experience yet. Kilo Watson, 5th in runs. Heriberto Hernandez, 6th in RBI. Stolen bases, Watson qualifies. Base on balls, Khalil Watson also qualifies. Slugging percentage, Levine up there. OPS, Levine in the top 5 as well. Pitching wise, Chris McMahon, 5th in wins. I don't know how many more categories will be showing up. McMahon only let up 10 home runs this year, which is the best. I'm not sure why James Nishi still is down here in AAA. He's been killing it for like 2 years now. He's going to be a Padre giving us hell probably next year. Man, 4th in strikeouts. That definitely helps his case, and that is going to do it for qualifiers on the league leaders in the minor leagues. So we have finished the regular season, clinched our first playoff berth in 10 years. Now let's check out how we did it. The supporting cast, the true members of this rebuild as we finally come to fruition. And we'll start right here. Nolan Gorman, a mid-season acquisition that did nothing but turn it the fuck up. 961 OPS, leading us 39 home runs, 119 RBI. Absolutely incredible bat for us. Exactly what we needed. Drew a lot of walks, hit some doubles, hit some home runs, did everything we needed, everything we were lacking in the last few years. He has come through and provided. Jazz Chisholm continues to do Jazz Chisholm things. Career high in home runs, career high, smashes a career high in RBI. I believe almost a career high in walks as well. OPS at 893, which would be a new career high as well. 37 doubles, almost a career high. Just an absolute career year for Jazz, and we're glad he had it with us. 102 RBI, 10 stolen bases as well. Nolan Jones didn't have quite the power we've seen him in the last couple years, but still a pretty good season for him all around. Just a consistent guy, going to hit in the 290s, over 270 every season, have an OPS in the high 800s, low 900s every season. Going to give you at least 25 doubles, 25 home runs. He's going to steal some bags as well. Just overall, I'm so glad he is the leader of this rebuild. 12 home runs, played a full season this year, 134 games for him, dinged up a little bit, gave him some off days here and there, and gave us a pretty good season. Yanquiel Fernandez at first base, DH this year, 158 games played, 35 home runs, a career high for him, career in RBI, and walks. Average on base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, everything, career high in doubles. Again, this is really just the fruits of our labor are really paying off. All of our guys are finally taking that step forward, and you just love to see it. Stephen Kwan was everything we needed. Everything this offense was missing. High batting average guy that can steal bases, get doubles, play good outfield, center field. He was tremendous. Started off the season great, had a little bit of a slow middle, but then turned it on towards the end there. 50 doubles. He had 26 stolen bases. The home runs were just 10. It doesn't matter. And all 10 of those home runs were important home runs. Almost 100 runs from that leadoff spot. 178 hits in 144 games. This dude's just a professional hitter. 288 average for him. Everything we could have asked for and more. Tovar, career year in the home runs department. 241 average is okay, but still 786 OPS. Shea Langoliers we brought on to get some offense from catcher, and that's exactly what he did. 25 bombs, a lot of those coming with us. Adael Amador, he did great. 23 home runs, 15 steals, overall threat. And Zach Veen, 751. All of our starters had a 750 or above OPS, well above league average. 21 home runs, 61 RBI for Zach Veen. From the bottom of the order, did have a stint where he was playing near the top, but for the most part did great. Don Raphael, Sterling Thompson, and Drew Romo as well had themselves some decent seasons. In the advanced stats category, we're looking at the WAR, looking at the K percentage. WAR leaders, just look at this group. We had 5 guys with 5+ WAR, almost 6 guys. Nolan Jones with 6. Jazz Chisholm with just about 6. Nolan Gorman, 5.5. Stephen Kwan over 5. Ezekiel Tovar over 5. And Adael Amador just under 5 as well. Just an overall solid group, just contributing to winning. And this is just the difference between things we saw with last year's group and the year before and this year's group. Nolan Jones striking out a decent amount. Jazz Chisholm striking out a decent amount is what it is. But Nolan Gorman, Benny Montgomery in his limited time did awesome as well. Really impressed. He probably won himself the backup outfielder job. And Yanquiel Fernandez just doing a great job walking a lot more this year. And Quan didn't strike out a whole bunch. Montgomery didn't strike out a whole bunch. Fernandez really didn't strike out a whole bunch. Overall, super solid year. 50 doubles, 37 doubles, 33 doubles, 30 doubles, 30 doubles for our guys here. And then just stolen bases. Quan had almost 30 of them, and then he had a good amount sprinkled in throughout the rest. And home runs, we hit bombs this year. Almost everybody with 20-plus home runs. Gorman, almost 40. Yanquiel, 35. Chisholm, almost 35. Almost 30 for Jones and Langoliers, 25. 20-plus for everybody but Quan. This offense was spectacular. Now let's check out the pitching. On the pitching side of things, we'll sort by ERA here. Vinny Garcia in the bullpen, very solid year. Riley Pint, extremely solid years, back-to-back. He's really been super solid for us ever since I got here, which has been awesome to see. Last year was his worst year, still a pretty decent year at 4. JJ Rose came in and shoved in 17 games at a 3.17 ERA, 96 strikeouts and 99 innings. He really turned it on. He was struggling to really get his footing everywhere else, but once he got up here, I don't know, it just clicked. Gabe Spear ended up being our closer towards the end of the year. 28 saves, however, a good amount of blown saves, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Calderon ended up being good after struggling early. Brisky was great. And now our starters. Jesus Luzardo, our ace, our guy who's going to be going game 1 of this playoffs. 205 innings, 171 strikeouts, sub-4 ERA. Fantastic. Bud Leonard, 203 strikeouts, or strikeout guy. He was solid despite the 4.21 numbers, and which isn't that bad either. Brendan Barea in the bullpen was great. Bobby White, he turned things around. One of the best in preventing home runs. After that really was his Achilles heel for a lot of his to begin his career, really. Jimmy Herget wasn't that great. Hardesty and Garcia, still a lot to kind of be desired here, but still, I don't think there was really a black spot in our pitching staff at all, really. Going into, again, we got a lot of saves different places. Started with Calderon, ended up going down to Spear, but here's the one thing that I do not love, these blown save numbers. We had one of the biggest blown save totals in all of the league. 7 for Spire there at the end, including the last game of the season. Calderon had 6 early. Brisky and Barea had some as well. So just holding that lead. I know we were the rock-offs this year. We were just so deadly in the later innings, but I don't want to have to be that deadly in the later innings. I want to have that thing, wrapped up in a bow. Luzardo and Bud Leonard, 3+ WAR seasons, 2 very, very respectable seasons from those guys. Bobby White had a 2.5 WAR, and J.J. Rose, in his limited time playing just about half the games as everybody else, picked up a huge WAR total for his innings pitched. Again, literally half of everybody else, and he was just as effective as anybody. Again, mostly Herget was the only true negative. We did have Dollander be up here. He did not make the postseason roster, so it's going to be interesting what we do with him in the offseason. But he wasn't that great. That's really our only disappointment, truly. And then James Mora didn't really figure it out, but plenty of time for him. I think is going to be a big factor sooner rather than later. Leonard, Pint, and White all with a 9+ K per 9, and J.J. Rose not too far off. Calderon keeping the walks down. Luzardo, Spire, Leonard, Rose, Herget all under a 3 walk per 9. Bobby White struggled the most of our regulars, and Marco Garcia as well, walking guys. Home runs per 9, Herget got lit up. Garcia and Leonard are getting lit up. Leonard is really susceptible to the long ball. However, his whip at 3.60 is one of the better ones on the team. So it's weird that it's really mostly home runs. He's not walking anybody. When he gets hit with that long ball, that's where he really, truly is getting hurt. And for playing in Colorado for half of our innings, we were actually one of the best in preventing home runs as a unit. FIP-wise, it's saying Rose. Vinny Garcia had a really good season. A lot of FIP numbers in a very good spot and a lot lower than the ERAs that we had. Hardesty looks like he actually was a lot better than the numbers say. Garcia, the only one. It's Garcia and Herget, the only ones that things really kind of check out there. Now we're scrolling through the league leaders. If you want to pause and check out who led what and where, Stephen Kwan first in doubles with 50 home runs. We were well represented on this list. Gorman led the league with 39. Young Keel was tied for third with 35. Him and Shohei and Bo Bichette. And then Jazz Chisholm 34. Look at Corbin Carroll, absolute stud. Gorman second RBI behind Jackson Churio. Stephen Kwan, 8th in stolen bases. Base on balls, Nolan Gorman was up there as well. On base percentage, slugging percentage, and OPS, Nolan Gorman is represented. On the pitching side of things, Zach Thompson, we almost traded for him. He led the way with almost 50 saves. Marcel Busch, see that rookie on the bottom there, he was great out of the bullpen for the Mets. And then on the home run prevention side of things, Bobby White, one of the better ones in the league. You think he gave up a few towards the end there that really inflated that number. Bud Leonard, almost looking like Bob Lemon with the strikeouts he has. 203, one of just 8 pitchers to have over 200 strikeouts. He also had 2 complete games, and Jesus Luzardo, one of the best workhorses in the league, at over 200 innings pitched. Pitching WAR. Again, we had 3.6, so Luzardo top 10, Leonard top 15 National League pitcher in terms of WAR. The leader is Freddie Peralta by a decent clip. Dansby Swanson, a huge WAR total, not WAR total. Nolan Jones, a top 10 player in the National League in terms of WAR. And you have Nolan Gorman, Jazz Chisholm right behind them as well. In the American League, Nathaniel Lowe is your batting champion at a .325 batting average. Ahmed Rosario led in hits and doubles and plate appearances. Lowe with him in doubles as well. Bobby Witt Jr. in triples and Ramsey Feldman. He had 12 of those things. He's a very, very good player. He's going to be good for a long time. Gunnar Henderson, Jackson Holliday, the left side of that Orioles infield is powerful. They are two studs, and Tristan Casas, the weirdest player in all the league. Nathaniel Lowe also had 41 home runs, so that's 90 extra base hits, 92 extra base hits. He had an absolutely stellar year with the Athletics and on a pretty decent contract as well. RBI and runs go to Jackson Holliday, who is set to hit the free agent market not this year but next year. Nolan Shanuel leading in base on balls. You had a few players surpass 90 here. Low on base, Jackson Holliday slugging, and then both of those, the only two qualifiers with an OPS over 1,000, with Nathaniel Lowe leading by just .003 ticks. Joe Ryan, the winningest pitcher in the American League. Abner Uribe, his teammate, with 54 saves, leads all of baseball. Joe Ryan looked like he almost might win the Triple Crown here. But if it's just for Shane McClanahan's 225, and only 4 pitchers in the American League with plus 200 strikeouts. George Kirby, 4 complete games. He's an absolute stud. Whip leader is Tyler Wells. 5 WAR season for McClanahan, one of the highest totals you'll see from a pitcher. And George Kirby, Noah Schultz, Reed Detmers, and Joe Ryan round out that group in the American League. And with a 10 WAR season, Jackson Holliday most likely wrapping up his MVP campaign. Nathaniel Lowe with an 8. Adley Rutschman, former Oriole, now Guardian, who had a year that looks like this with a 7.7 WAR. Julio Rodriguez and Evan Carter round out that group. Check out the awards and you see we traded for the MVP. Wow, Nolan Gorman with 39 home runs, a .300 average, 119 RBIs, coming to the Rockies and propelling us forward and really strengthening our season. He wins MVP, and this is a deserving year. Yeah, there were guys with higher WAR totals and things like that, but I think for what he meant to this team, being a trade acquisition and getting us to the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, he's very, very well deserving. Freddie Peralta, your Cy Young Award winner in the National League. ERA, 200-plus strikeouts. I don't see how anyone else could get that award. Brandon Nimmo, the batting title, with a very solid year for him. Evan Phillips gets the reliever crown, even though he did not lead the league in saves, had a lower ERA than the other two qualifiers here. Marcel Busch is going to get the Rookie of the Year with 71 games out of the bullpen, had 16 wins, 6 losses. Basically had a very good starting pitcher year all out of the bullpen. So a very odd season for Marcel Busch, but a good season nonetheless. DeAndre Jordan was awesome as well, and our own J.J. Rose came in third with that voting. So future bright for J.J. Rose. Hank Aaron Award goes to Brandon Nimmo. I don't know how, I guess, 347 average. I would like Nolan Gorman to be at least over this guy. Spencer Steer, very good player. Not better than what's-his-face Nolan Gorman this year. Also came in third in the Gold Glove award voting. Became a full-time DH once he got here. Adael Amador behind Jet Williams, where he probably should have won it over Jet Williams. More putouts, more assists, same fielding percentage. They give it to Williams. Nolan Jones, Gold Glove at third base, so he finally gets a trophy to add to the trophy case. He's been getting robbed of all-star appearances. Ezekiel Tovar adds his third Gold Glove to his case, back-to-back for Tovar, an absolutely incredible season. Jazz Chisholm just missed out on his second straight Gold Glove. And here we go for the Silver Slugger. Nolan Gorman and Yanquiel Fernandez both coming in the top 3 at first base. Both of them kind of split time. Most of the first base at bats for Gorman came in St. Louis, and then most of the first base at-bats, came on Keel after we got Gorman halfway through the season. So they both qualified mostly for first base, but they both could have qualified for DH as well. Anybody else in the awards for us? No, they are not. Let's check out the American League. Jackson Holliday. Who else? I guess Nathaniel Lowe had a run in. Gunnar Henderson had a great year, but it was going to be Jackson Holliday. Just 10 batting points away from a triple crown. Clanahan with the Cy Young. Nathaniel Lowe with the batting title. Abner Uribe with the reliever of the year. David Festa, starting pitcher for the Twins, actually pitching mostly in the rotation. He gets the award, beats out Ramses Feldman and Bobby Byler of the Angels. Daniel Lowe, Hank Aaron, and here are the Gold Glove Award winners. Andres Jimenez taking a chokehold monopoly on second base. Roderick Urias wins his first. Gael Garcia playing shortstop for the Blue Jays wins one. And Gavin Lux wins one in right field. Moving all the way around the diamond. Josh Lowe, the DH Silver Slugger. Great year by Adley Rutschman with the bat. Nathaniel Lowe, obviously, at first base. Gunnar Henderson and Jackson Holliday on that left side. Brandon Marsh, Aaron Judge, and Mike Trout. So here is the playoff bracket. We pick up the 5 seed. We'll be playing the Dodgers. Here is what the Dodgers sport on their side of the field. Mookie Betts, 27 home runs, 298 average. We know this team very well. Miguel Vargas, Shohei Ohtani, James Outman, Orlando Arcia, Dalton Rushing, Andy Pages, Alejandro Kirk, and Trey Sweeney. They also have Michael Toglia, who had a very good year for them in just 115 at-bats, but easily the best showing of his major league career. Against lefties, here's what basically the lineup's going to look like against what's-our-face, Jesus Luzardo, to begin the year. Their pitching staff looks like this. Shohei Ohtani, Bobby Miller, Shane Bieber, Tyler Glasnow, Nick Frasso, Yoshinobu Yamamoto all the way in the bullpen. That's how good he has been. This team has been as he's in the bullpen now. Gavin Stone in the bullpen as well. Bailey Falter, River Ryan, Brett Martin, Aniel De Los Santos, Jonathan Loaizaga, and Jojo Romero. I think the Rockies roll. We are only one game behind this team in the regular season, and we're ready for the playoffs for the first time in a decade. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Rocktober finally coming back to Denver. It's going to be us and the Dodgers. Winner faces the Cubs. We'll see what we can do next time in the first playoff game for the Rockies since 2018. 10 years